Hello everyone and welcome back to the part of He Watches Me. So let's play the rest of the part that we have been playing. So the last time then we know that Jessica. I shall get back to my seat. Looks like lunchtime is over. So Jessica gone. Right. Jessica hurriedly crossed the room to her seat and I busy myself with my mechanical pencil, needlessly clicking it as if I were trying to get a new lead through the tip. I couldn't believe that really happened. My body was lighter than air and I felt so much better than before. Unfortunately, despite having Jessica's spell cast on me, I couldn't feel complete at ease. What happened? This was excruciating. Not only my stomach twisting from the thought of the known from the planned meeting, but the sting hasn't let up at all. It was as if he was tearing my skin away layer by a painful layer. I felt so exposed under his gaze. I just I just want him to stop it. Please, just stop. Stop it. Stop it. Stop staring at me. I turned my head quickly, fearing and anticipating our eyes to meet, but they did not. His head was down, just like every other time I tried to catch him staring at me. Down, facing his desk paper as he scribbled something. Yet, it still felt like his eye was on me. I stared at him just as he had stared at me before, watching as his pencil moved with every scratch against the paper. Scratch, scratch, scratching away his calculation and conclusions. Scratch, scratch, scratch. He picked up his eraser. Squinch, squinch, squinch. The sounds were grating my ears, but I could only focus on them alone. Sarah? My heartbeat flew into my ears as I turned back to face the front of the class, Miss Hemingward's eyes fixate on me. I felt embraced at all at once under her gaze, a completely different sense of uncomfortable compared to when he stares at me, and I realized now that a few of my classmates' gaze had joined hers too. I brought my hand up to cover myself a bit from their scrutiny, and as I answered, "Yes, what are you looking at?" Nothing. I shook my head, tucking my back down to my today's paper. I need to focus on the test, not the inevitable meeting of the school. This wasn't going to be easy. I don't know about this. I pulled out my phone, checking if there umpteen time, and read over the instruction for the app as download with Jessica. Yet again, just keep my finger on the button. That's all I needed to do. I put it away, taking in a deep breath in an attempt to calm my nerves. Walking down this alleyway as I was made hyper aware of how narrow it was. The cafeteria back doors, the dumpsters were on one side and a fenced long line of trees lined the other. That made running away a bit difficult. There were only two directions to go. I've never been here before. Where would I have been? Isn't a place that students often go. So why did he pick here to make up? Maybe it really was so that he could attack me. My breath caught. This would be the perfect place to get me alone. Well, that's why I downloaded this app. If something happens, Mom and Jessica will be notified. I don't want to think about the if though. I shook my head, pocketing my cell and keeping my thumb on the screen as I looked up and walked farther into the alleyway. As soon as I was past one of the dumpsters, I saw him. I tried to swallow the lump in my throat, walking forward but staying nearer to the fence line. He stood, lumbering near the back cafeteria doors, and turned towards me as I stopped. Good, you actually come. I've never been heard his voice before, but something about it made me jump. It was as if he was unused to talking. Its coarse, gravelly texture grating against my ears and making me shudder. I couldn't even utter a response, so all I did was nod. He somewhat glared at me through his layer under his hood, and I tried to get to glare back to my feet. Are you gonna say anything? I swallowed thickly, opened my mouth to respond, but no sound came out. Tyler clicked his tongue at that, planting his feet and facing me fully now. Oh, I know you can talk, so say something. You came here to talk with me, right? He would take a half step forward, and I suddenly realized I had already backed myself against the wall, unable to put any further distance between us. Take off your hood. If we were going to talk, then he should at least show his face, right? He paused for a moment, seemingly taken back, and I tried to focus on calming my breathing. It was already getting out of control. Breathe in and breathe out. Tyler pushed his hood back, and the weight of his eyes on me made my chest feel like it was under compression. Like I had suddenly been plunged in the icy cold depths of the Marianas Trench and the pressure of 10,000 pounds was crashing down on me. I don't think I've been this close to him before, let alone with him watching me. It was suffocating. I looked away, immediately closing my eyes to the unbearable scintillation. Are, are you fucking serious right now? His voice patted me and I could practically feel it hit me in the face. Like acid, it burned me in a winch. Oh, fucking look at me! My eyes snapped open momentarily. He was physically pissed, his shoulder heaving with heavy breaths, and I averted my eyes to the ground. What happened, Tyler? What happened? Please be patient. I'm not gonna stand here talking to you if you're not going to look at me. You've had absolutely no issue staring at me these past few weeks. He took another step forward. So, what's that now? What? What is he talking about? He's the one who's been staring at me. My eyes snapped open staring at him as he approached me with slowly purposeful steps. There he is! You relentless fucking staring. He took another step forward, and I backed myself up against the fence. You're the one who's been following me. He stopped, bro, forward. The fuck are you talking about? Following you? Why would I be following you? How should I know? You've been following me home every day for the past few weeks. You're lucky I haven't called the cops on you. He stared at me for a moment, breathing so hard so I could practically feel his eyes piercing my skin like needles. Then he laughed. The kind of derisive laugh one would give when calling out a joke. Oh, I see what you're doing right now. You're trying to make me look like the bad guy here, aren't you? His hand flew up in the air, waving out bitterly. Teacher! Teacher! Tyler staring at me in the class. His voice pitched up, making a mockery of my own. Mr. Policeman! Tyler's following me home! He spat at the ground, resuming his pointed approach towards me. What the fuck is your problem? As I didn't, if I don't get enough shit from everyone, you start staring at me all day long, every day, and I've done nothing to you. So what's your fucking deal? His voice kept growing louder and louder, and I backed up as far as I could go. The sharp edge of the leaves sticking out of the fence behind me now, poking into me like tiny daggers. Alright, that is quite enough. What? My eyes flew open to look at the person who appeared next to me seemingly from nowhere. Jessica? She didn't even glance my way, stepping forward to put herself between Tyler and me, with her arm outstretched. Where did you come from? Have you been behind the dumpster this entire time? I looked over to the dumpster, my red brain slowly putting two and two together, and that she must have followed me after class. That doesn't matter. What that matters is you are blaming each other for absolutely nothing. Tyler scoffed, glaring at her with the animosity he would be, just aiming at me, and I unconsciously took a step forward towards Jessica to hide behind her father. Oh, shut up! I bet she's been telling you all about how I'm threatening her and following her. It's absolutely bullshit. Jessica clarified just as fiercely, not backing down. Sarah hasn't said anything about you. Not to me, and I doubt to anyone else either. She's just been living in fear the past few weeks because you both have been staring at each other under the delusion that the other was out to get them. Can you see that from the conversation you just had? Tyler had looked like he was going to start yelling again, but instead took a step back, looking off the side in thought. Now that I think about it, she's right. All that we've said to each other just now, he hasn't been following me. He hasn't been watching me. But I remember feeling his eye on me every day. I closed my eyes trying to think back to the last time I've actually caught him staring. Every time I looked over at him, his head was down, though. Was I just imagining it? To Tyler, his head shot up and thought, no, he was going at me. It wasn't anywhere near as intense as it before. You haven't been watching me, right? He let out a sharp sigh. Of course not. Why would I be? I just keep noticing you staring at me and wonder what the I did. Jessica reached behind her and took hold of my hands as we continued. I was so thankful for her support. Then you start spouting nonsense like having followed me home. I don't get what you think that, but I have no interest in following you anywhere. I just want to figure out why you've been staring at me. He stopped, looking away for a moment before meeting my eyes again. You were scared of me, and that's why you were staring at me? I nodded, and his brow furrowed as he were getting angry again. I could see it building in him for a moment before he took in a deep breath and let it out slowly. This is so fucking dumb. He muttered under his breath, but it was just loud enough for me to hear. I looked down at my feet, taking in a breath myself before stepping out from behind Jessica to stand next to her as I addressed him once more. I don't know why I got so paranoid of you, but I'm sorry. Jessica squeezed my hand as I encouraging me to continue. I knew apologizing at this point was the right thing to do. We were both in the wrong. He seemed to think so too, as he nodded, stuffing his hand into his pocket grumpily. Me too, for yelling at you so much. An awkward silence spread between us then, and I turned away from Tyler and started looking over to Jessica. She had been watching me and smiled when our eyes met. Her hand moved to her to lace our fingers together, and I could feel a smile of my own forming to feel better now. I nodded. Thank you. I wasn't scared. I wasn't regretting any of what he would say. I just heard and felt the anger. Her other hand came up to my face, took up my face, thumb lightly brushing my back and forth off my cheek. That's why I came out. That, and I couldn't keep back while he was practically screaming at you. She glanced over at Tyler and he stiffly cleared his throat before speaking up. I just get a lot of shit for being, well, the quiet kid in the back of the room. He looked at me. Hey guys, I was taking it all out on you. A rueful smile crossed his lips. Sorry, Kay, just stop staring at me, okay? I'm not. Agree. We've been had more than enough of this misunderstood gawking between us. He looked satisfied with that and turned out towards the other direction. Bye then. And with that, he left. Jessica watched him go. As soon as he was out of sight, her arm wrapped around me, holding my head to his chest. I practically stuttered, frozen for a moment, before slowly hugging her back as she let out the deepest sigh I've never heard. Kiss, that was the force. I couldn't see her face, but the relief in her face was obvious. You were so afraid of someone following you and so secretive about this weird meeting that I had to see what was happening. She pulled back to look at me. I'm glad I did. You looked like you were about to have a panic attack and collapse in on yourself. Her hand returned to my cheek, but this time it was lifting my face as she looked over my expression with concern. You sure you're okay? My hand landed on hers as I smiled. I don't know if it showed on my face, but my heart felt so full with her being here. My spirit lifted with every little touch and gesture. Of course, I'm okay. You're here. Jessica's smile grew even wider and I gave a small laugh. I can't believe you actually came to my rescue. I told you I would. Didn't I? I laughed again, grinning so while my face almost hurt. She took a step back, gently lifting my hand towards her face. After all, her lip brushed against my knuckles and my breath caught in my throat. I'm your guardian angel. So is this the end? So this is all just misunderstood? There's nothing horror here. Ending 12 my angel. So there's like two endings of this game. What is it like if I chose him to be my angel? It's the end of my angel, and then what? So this is the end. You found out the extras menu now. What is the extra? Concept art. Okay guys, I think that's all about this. He watches me, so we're sorry for doubting you, Tyler, and that all misunderstood. And then for Jessica, I'm sorry too, because I think you're the real villain here. So there's no like plot twist. I think there is, but it's not really big. So let's see you in the next video, and bye.